and is passionate about inspiring people to change their perspective to overcome obstacles. He is the winner of the Nevada Student Speaker Competition, which earned him a spot today to speak here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Juan V. López.
I was 6 years old, and I remember, uh, uh, the first day of my first grade class, and I was silently saying in my own mind, Juan López, Juan López, Juan López, and it was finally my turn to introduce myself to the rest of the class. I stood up and I said, "Hi, I'm." Everyone laughed. I held in a few tears of anger, and I sat back down. I was 16 years old, and I was sitting in line at a Sonic drive-through. And as I was in my car, again, I was silently saying to myself, "Tater tots, tater tots, tater tots." I finally made it up to the small ordering window, and the young woman behind it, she asked me, "Hi, what would you like?" And I said, "Hi, may I please have some and she said, "What? What was that? You want what?" I got so frustrated in that moment that I just yelled at her, "Can I please have some effing tater tots?" Now, just earlier this week, I was on the phone with my health insurance provider, and as I finally made it through to a service representative, the first thing that they asked me for was for my name. I said, my name is, the woman on the phone, she laughed at me. She said, "Well, you forgot your own name?" I took a big breath, and I said, "My name is Juan López." Now, a younger me would have probably gotten angry as she asked me that question. A younger me would have probably felt ashamed as she asked me that question. A younger me would have asked God why he put this curse on me. But not anymore. Not today. And that's why I'm here. I wanted to tell you all about how a simple shift in your perspective can change your life forever. I've been alive for 9,354 days. For the past 25 years of my life, for every conscious moment I've had, I've stuttered. That means that at any given time, at the randomest time, I'll have the hardest time saying the simplest sounds. It's completely and totally unpredictable. I remember I used to freak out about things like, who's going to hire a guy who isn't even able to talk? Or how am I ever going to answer the phone? Or this is one of my favorites, how will I ever get a girlfriend if I can't even talk? I've been laughed at. I've been ridiculed and misunderstood for a majority of my life. And for all those reasons, I've hated talking, I hated opening my mouth, and I was beginning to hate myself. So I learned at a very, very, very young age that if I wanted to have any opportunity at somewhat of a happy life, I needed to learn new ways how to speak. So I went through a ton of speech therapy. I was taught to speak softer. I was taught to act as if I was singing so the words would flow better. I was taught to take big breaths so I wouldn't run out of air at the end of my sentences. And for the most part, it's all worked. Have a good career, have a beautiful partner, and I don't freak out as much if I have to answer the phone nowadays. However, it's all been a sham. It's all been a very thin screen over what the real problem I had was. You see, now that I'm a little older, I've seen a little more in the world, and I've discovered more about myself. I've seen that everything I was taught about my stutter, every single thing, it was 100% wrong, completely wrong. See, I was taught to see my stutter as an issue, as a problem, an obstacle, a challenge, as a handicap that I had to overcome in order to have any kind of a happy life. I was taught to see this as something that was wrong with me. But how I know that stuttering isn't my problem. How I viewed my stutter, that was my problem. I used to think that the biggest reason why my stutter was a problem was because other people didn't understand it. But now I know that the biggest reason reason why my stutter was a problem was because I didn't understand it. You see, I was taught anything and everything to help me overcome this stutter except to understand, accept, and embrace it. So I recently made a mindful choice to do exactly that. I chose to take my stutter and just sort of look at it from another point of view. And that's the only thing that has fueled me with enough courage to stand here in front of you all. So nowadays, instead of me being angry or frustrated at my slow speech, I'm grateful for it. I appreciate everything in my life about it. My stutter has given me the opportunity to have a slower tongue, so my mouth doesn't get me into too much trouble. My stutter has given me the opportunity to not yell at people through age, drive through the window as they become impatient with me. And my stutter has provided me with the opportunity. Provided me with the opportunity to not feel bad about, not make excuses over, and not apologize for what makes me unique. Now, as you all are able to see, I still stutter. Right? Nothing has changed, and yet everything has changed. And that's the big idea I want to share with you all. Is that all of you also have a stutter. Now, it might not look like mine or sound like mine, but yeah, you have one too. You have something in your life that's holding you back, something you've always seen as a problem or as a challenge or as an obstacle. Maybe you're also from a broken home like I am, or you have a hard time saying no to people like I do, or you wake up in the middle of the night sleepless and restless, so you begin to make a to-do list like I do, or you're too tall, too short, too shy, too humble, too outgoing, too giving, too generous, too loyal, too selfless, too selfish. Whatever your problem is, I don't believe it's a problem at all, because as I've learned and understood, once you change your perspective on something, it changes everything. So on that, I challenge you. I challenge you to look so far within yourself, you're not okay with what you see. I challenge you to look at something how you've never looked at it before. I challenge you to ask yourself, what is holding me back in life right now, and why am I allowing it to hold me back? I challenge you to challenge yourself and find your stutter. And as you do, you can either continue to allow it to overshadow your life, or you can choose to understand accept, and embrace it. And you might be able to have a life you're happy to be alive for. Thank you for your time.